Welcome. Today I'm going to show you a simple work you can do to petition Pomba Gira. So Pomba Gira can be called on to return a lost love, intensify your current relationship, to draw in new love, and for self-love, beauty, and magnetism. So this work, I'm doing it for myself, and I wanted you to join me so that you can see the process. So the first thing you're going to need is a red candle. I sell these at the shop, but feel free to use any red candle that you have. So the first thing you're going to do is get some oil, some of her oil. And if all you have is the roll-on oil, that's perfectly fine. Rub it on your hands. If you don't have the Pomba Gira oil, use any love oil or anything that aligns to your situation. So I'm going to warm up the oil in my hands. And right away, this oil just smells amazing. This is everything that Pomba Gira embodies. So I start connecting to the scent and I call on her energy. Pomba Gira, I call on you to help me with this work. And I'm going to take my candle and I'm going to start massaging the oil on the candle downwards, like I'm pulling something to me. And I'm going to read my petition as I'm doing this. Pomba Gira, Señora de Belleza, I call to you with respect, desire, and truth. I stand in my power now. My body responds easily and naturally to balance, pleasure, and self-care. Excess weight releases from me gently and consistently, and my body settles at 130 pounds, healthy, strong, and beautiful. I love my reflection. I feel sexy, confident, and magnetic in my skin. My curves align perfectly with my essence, and my presence turns head without effort. When I walk, I command attention. When I speak, I carry charm. When I exist, I attract admiration, desire, and respect. I dress with confidence. I carry myself with sensual authority. I know I am beautiful and the world reflects back to me. Pomba Gira, crown me with allure, anchor me in self-love, and seal this transformation now. This is done. This is embodied. This is mine. And so I needed a little bit of boost in my confidence. And I have been working on losing weight and being fit. And so I'm calling on Pomba Gira to help me with this. So now you're going to take your petition and put a drop on each corner. I'm going to rub a little bit of the oil on my hands because I have a lot. And you're going to fold once towards you. I don't like to make it too bulky because I'm putting my candle over it. And I'm going to put my candle right there. Hold on, let me get some paper towel and dry my hands. If you have not checked out the blog on the website, make sure you check it out. I have a lot of information on Pomba Gira that you might be interested in learning. Okay, so we're going to keep this very simple, okay? I'm going to use a plate to put my offerings because I do want to take this food to the crossroads, as she is a crossroads spirit. And I'm going to leave them on the corner of any four-way stop for some animal to eat and just as an offering to her. I like to work with pomegranate seeds when I'm working with her. So I'm going to add some here. And add as many as you like. I want to keep this, the offering separate from any wax because, you know, if animals eat them, I just want them to be safe. And I'm going to take some strawberries. And once I have that laid out, I'm going to offer her some hard liquor. This is whiskey. You can use wine, but for this situation, I'm just going to use the whiskey. And then I'm going to take some fresh roses. Dried works fine if that's all you have. And I'm just going to start putting them around the plate. And when I'm putting stuff down, if I'm bringing something to me, I like to work in clockwise motion. I activate these roses by the power of self-love, care, and beauty. And I'm just going to add them around. When I'm working with her, I like things to look very, very pretty. I consider her to be a classy lady with her energy. So I like to embody that in the works that I do for her. All right, so once that's laid out, and because she is considered a hot spirit, I usually like to add a little bit of pepper flakes just to kind of call on her energy, call on the energy of Pomba Gira. And just a little bit. And so this is how it's going to look. And then you're going to go ahead and light your candle. I call on the energy of Pomba Gira. And you're going to sit here. You're going to sit in front of the plate. And you're going to just look at the flame. And you're going to just feel her energy. Just quiet your mind. Lean your shoulders back. Breathe. And just connect to her. And as you're doing this, you're going to visualize what you've petitioned like it's already happening. Feel every emotion. How, for example, how do I feel when I get on the scale and I reach my weight goal? How do I feel when I try clothes on? How do I feel when I'm walking somewhere and people just turn their heads to look at me? So there you have it. I hope that you learned something from this video. And like always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask.